Hello everyone, just got Franklin and Mr. Fantastic MCU very recently, and I've spent a lot of time today practicing them in War and in Arena, but this video is about War. So I'm gonna show what I think the best use for them right now are. Offensively, the Demolish Mephisto and teams that rely on speed stat because Franklin stops them. So this won't take too long. I'm gonna let Mephisto take a turn just because to make it very clear why he won't work at defense at all anymore. I don't think too many people will have them on offense, but let's just show exactly what happens when Mephisto takes a turn. So nothing. He just gets a ping and that's it. He doesn't apply any buffs to his teammates. He doesn't apply any debuffs to you. He gets his battlefield effect off in a war. Team can beat Xavier teams, but it's very RNG based. So some teams are doing a little bit better. Some teams you might want to try someone like a Quasar with them, but I cannot get them to work reliably. Now they are missing stars on them, so I could definitely see this being more reliable in the future. I'm gonna use the ultimate because it will kill Null. Okay. We can stun here Xavier, and we need to try to kill him. Okay, nice. This time it worked. Well, let's not be sure, but because many times even in this situation, Xavier kills us. Okay, this time it worked nicely, but it's not a reliable. It's RNG based. So again, they're missing some stars. I can definitely see them working against Xavier teams. Some easier than other. That's why I'm not necessarily recommending it too much. Maybe with Quasar or some other characters we can try to do better. Maybe there is like a secret character you can throw with them or a specific ability order that you want to use that's a bit different than what I'm been practicing. But now I'm gonna showcase them on defense and why I'm let's show them there and I'm gonna talk about that. So that's how one of my teammates have them on defense, and I'm gonna showcase some teams that would traditionally be very strong and beat a like Xavier teams not working here. So let's even throw Mephisto because Mephisto is useless. So I tested it with Shade Liberty and got demolished, so it's not like a War Machine gonna change so much. Yeah, I don't think we got it. Okay, different matchup. I've been using, and let's make it stronger. Let's even throw like Odin in here, and let's go. Okay, so now we cannot stun anyone because we have dampen. Yeah. sure if the special will put out a battlefield effect. It did, okay. Maybe win this Odin v Odin. I'm usually not using Odin in this team. And the other people just die. Okay, let's show something different. So the last match was very slim, and I have lost it with Odin in the team. I think the previous 2 times that I tried it. Basically, here we want to stop Super Scroll. That's why we have a Quasar. Not the only reason, it's a person character. Okay, so many teams I tried here that failed are Mephisto, Hive Mind, Null got demolished. This team here got demolished. That is a team I'm normally gonna use against the Xavier. Let's just show it. So we saw all 3 teams that I'm usually will use against Xavier failing here. And Odin is a big part here. In Super Scroll, not so much. We cannot land stun because we have dampen. And yeah, we're gone. Now let's show a cheaper team that works against them. Okay. Okay, so that's a big reason why this can work. Because basically we stop Super Scroll speed bar. Super Scroll isn't doing too much in here, if anything. And we gain a lot of speed bar. Like Panda Pool gets speed bar, Ulman Logan gets a lot of speed bar with the assists and stuff. Nice. Okay, so this is what I will try out next war. For once, I'm not very experienced with them on offense. They're still kind of small. Mr. Fantastic is not a G20, so I don't have a very nice percentage win against Xavier teams as I've been war practicing. So I need to find better characters to plug and play with them, because many teams with Absolute A-Force and Xavier makes it harder to get to Xavier in time and kill him. For seconds, this team was very interesting, so would definitely be another point of this video. Even if you try to do something different with Xavier, you can try throw them with a Odin and see what happens. Super Skull was not contributing as much in there, I feel like, and he can fit with a Absolute Force and make a different team at the moment for me. Otherwise, not really great. When I replaced him from there and had Xavier with them, I want to see what happens, because usually when I go against them, either with a Fantastic Four, it's very slim and it's kind of difficult to kill them on time. And this team was very tricky to beat. All the teams without adding Odin in them lost that I would normally use to counter an Xavier team, that all of them have a two out of three basically have a Quasar in there. And it's good, the placement here, to kind of counter Quasar, because if you have Xavier and Odin adjacent, it's a bit easier for Quasar to do a lot of damage to both of them together with his special. And even in the team where I used Odin, it kind of was a surprise for me. It wasn't very like dominant that they won. They kind of won in Odin versus Odin at the end, but I lost it 2 times in a row this match throwing Odin in this team. So I want to try this to see if they can kill my team on time, because if I try to go in here with like someone like Apocalypse and Songbird to clear the safeguard and flip the taunt from Mr. Fantastic, then they don't have a stat advantage, a speed stat advantage against my team. Franklin will go after them and he kill some people, especially with Odin assisting. Invisible Woman would go somewhere close as the opponent's Quasar. Maybe, I think they have the same speed, and maybe she will win the coin flip and potentially kill him, especially with Odin assist again. You have Franklin and a Sue that open with their ultimate, and they have a quick speed stat. And Xavier, when someone uses their ultimate, let's see if we can see it here. No, we can't. When someone uses the ultimate of Xavier, when someone uses an ultimate, Xavier loses debuffs on himself, decays them, even if it's trauma. So maybe you have stun trauma on him, but she will lose her ultimate and they decay that. And they may give him speed bar, and he goes faster. And here, let me see if we can find a kit. Let's go to the kits. Okay, I wanted to show Franklin. So Franklin here, he stops the opponents from getting speed stat. This is the Morris Mephisto, as I showed, but so Xavier, for once, let's show what I was saying before about the speed bar and the mind control is very annoying. And for example, this team with Quasar in the Quasar was getting hit by his teammates and dying many times when any character uses ultimate ability, he barriers himself and all other allies, and no, he just reduces the negative effects. Okay. Duration of negative effects. And he heals. So he has sustained like this. And let me. And where is this? On enemy turn, fill this character's speed by 50%. So he doesn't need to do an ultimate, he just needs to take a turn. Okay. Besides that, Franklin stops speed stat from the opponents. That can be Null, that can be very annoying, that can be Mephisto, that can be other characters that try to go very fast and counter them, and some teams are getting speed stat in war, for example, Mercomani, if the opponents have Blitz, I think, and the opponent's Fantastic Four is getting speed stat, and Night Stalkers, but I don't think Night Stalkers will do too much. With Xavier, until this character takes a turn, enemies cannot assist, so kind of stops Odin and Olma Logan, but more or so, enemies can speed up, and all character speed bar can only be filled or reduced by normal means. So you cannot outspeed this team basically. Franklin is there and he stops speed stat. Xavier stops speed up on Swan and stops speed bar that some war teams are getting. For example, Mercomani. Was the way to counter them was to get a lot of speed bar. There are some teams that spawn with speed up and can be fast, and so here we have characters with them. Let me see where they are. Are they that low? Yeah. So he's at 131 speed. One of the fastest characters in the game. She's at 129. It's a bit difficult to outspeed them with many characters like here and the team that I'm using in war. Quasar. Let's show the character speed. So Quasar 129, same as the Invisible Woman. This can be a problem if you lose the coin flip. 131, same as a Franklin. 129, again you may lose the coin flip to Invisible Woman. Okay, it is the only one going before us. So it uses an ultimate, but it doesn't decay anything at the moment. So we have people going in between, like characters like Storm. Even if Storm wins the coin flip, I don't remember that happening. But then she needs to stun Franklin and not Xavier, and or if she stuns Xavier, then Franklin using his ultimate, Xavier will decay that, will lose the stun. Even if she stuns Franklin, then Sue, Invisible Woman, will potentially win a coin flip before you kill Xavier, and then decay his stun, and then he can go. You may not have enough in the tank killing both Odin and Xavier, and Odin will assist two people that go before him. So that's kind of the plan with his team. Yeah, so we have a team that would normally be difficult to beat with Xavier counters, even without Xavier in there. Like with Super School, that's less of a threat. That can be beat by a tricky team that he takes that gets speed bar. Xavier stops speed bar. The team is already tricky to beat. We'll see how this plays out. If it's, I'm kind of expecting him to go well, but maybe there will be one shot that you can use against it, even with Odin in there, that will make some sense. And then we'll try them again on offense.